Hey guys, welcome. Mitchy, first one up, first one off the cusp. What's going on, dude? I'm going good. I'm going very well. In fact, it's yeah, same old. Daniel, welcome. Like I just said, going well. Well, Supercoach it's been good. It's been pretty solid. If we could have nailed a few more captaincy options, jeez, I could have I could have been pushing like very high up in the ranks. But I mean that's Supercoach. You got to get lucky, and we've had some luck. We've had some bad luck. It's gone in swings, but I think overall we've had a pretty fortuitous first start to the year, I would say. Brendan Rabido's number one fan. What's going on? You played Rugby League Live 4 today? I haven't played in a while. It's sometimes it's hard to find time to get on and play, but I've had a fair few games saved up of the Dragons career. I just got to get in and like edit them to upload at some point. I'll try to get those out more frequently, but sometimes it's I don't know. It can be a little tricky. It can be a little tricky at times, but yeah, it's going good. We'll like usual, we'll get into the usual proceedings. Obviously, I couldn't just with the goddamn Monday night game. It made sense. It was Easter Monday. I'm not too surprised. But with that game being on Monday, I didn't get a chance to do it after, and then yesterday I was busy, so I thought, you know what, we'll do it all together. We'll do the review, we'll do the preview. So Talakai must have. I wouldn't say must have, like I've got him and I feel damn good about it, but let's switch over. Yeah, let's switch over. We'll go through my team here. We'll go through how I went and whatnot, and yeah, I'll go through what I'm planning on doing. I've most weeks I've sort of had like a couple of things in mind of what I've wanted to do, but this week it's pretty stock standard. I got to be honest. So I'm feeling pretty. I mean, it's one trade that I don't want to get rid of him, but I feel like it's sort of got to be done at this point. But as we can see, I got 1244, top 3%, round 6 rank of 3,500, which is pretty solid. It's pretty solid for a 1244 score. And then the season rank, where oh shit, I actually I read this wrong. I read this wrong when I looked at it the other day. I thought I was still just out of the top 1,000. I thought I was 1,200 and my rank changed 600, but no, we're in the top 1,000, boys. We're 669 overall, which is very good. And rank change, yeah, we went up 1,269 places. So yeah, feeling pretty good about the team. I'm not gonna lie, I've been burning the trades. I've been absolutely ripping through the trades. I'm very happy. I think it was either the first or the second week that I either did 1 or 0 trades, and I'm very thankful that I did that. There were definitely a couple of guys that I could have brought in, but it was good to have 1 week where we sort of saved a few trades. Well, let's go over to the team itself and have a quick squiz at how they all went. So here we go. First off, Harry Grant, 86, killing it. I mean, I guess people that went Cook over Grant are pretty happy because Cook has been on fire. He scored 3 goddamn tries, Cook. I think he got, what did he get, like 120, which is very good. Don't don't get me wrong, anything over 100 is top tier, but he got 3 tries. I was watching that game and I was losing my mind at Cook scoring all these damn tries. I thought, I was keen to go Cook at the start of the year. It would have been nice because honestly, I wouldn't have even had to have gone with Grant if I started with Cook. But can't be displeased with having Harry Grant in. I still think he's better overall than Cook. Cook has had some freakishly good attacking games recently, but yeah, I feel like Grant is going to be more consistent over the long run. But yeah, if you jumped on Cook, it's been very, very nice. And then our boy Tom Starling, 83, absolutely killing it. And I feel very good about getting rid of Randall for Starling. Now, I think Randall got like 60 odd, low 70s, high 60s, something like that. But I still feel very good about Starling. He scored more points, and Randall scoring any decent points, I was never going to get his points for my team because he's a plotter, and I have better options as my reserves. So yeah, Starling not or Randall. We got rid of Randall for Starling. I feel pretty good about that. And then what was I gonna say? Oh, the Raiders game. It was beautiful. It was like it was such a good Raiders game because there were 3 reasons, right? First one, I had Tom Starling as first try scorer. I think he was paying like $29 or something. Absolute value. So I got him up. He scored the try. He went straight through. So it was bonus for Supercoach. And then on top of that, number 3. The Cowboys still ended up winning the game, so it was a perfect game for footy and Supercoach. It was beautiful. Then we move into the front row. Isaiah Papali'i, so he was the guy I brought in last week. For who did I get rid of? Leo Thompson, I think it was. I used my trade boost, which I wasn't, I wasn't overly happy about using another trade boost, but I thought, you know what, to get rid of Thompson for Papali'i, that's pretty darn good. So Papali'i once again killed it, 85. He got a try. He just, like, the attacking stats obviously are bumping his scores up, but he gets he's such an attacking weapon that he just always seems to get something. So yeah, Papali'i killed it. Jai Arrow with a 50. I wasn't surprised with this. Again, I'm sure people are going to come out and be like, oh, should I get rid of Arrow? Like, oh, his work rate's not there. But for one, he probably shouldn't have even played with that the facial injury. It looked pretty nasty. And you just know, he still played pretty well. But an injury like that is going to affect minutes and also just work rate. Like, it's hard to have an injury like that and still put out as much as usual. So Arrow still getting 50 points on the back of that. I thought was very solid. I didn't play Josh King, so I mean, this is, I guess, a little bit of luck on my part, but also some forward thinking. I played King pretty much the whole year, and this week I was just like, you know what? I got Papali'i, I got Jai Arrow. I've got 4 good reserves. I think King, I mean, if he gets another try or a try assist, yeah, he's going to get like 60 points. But I just felt like the attacking stats were going to diminish. And I picked it right. He got 31. He's definitely on the trade list. Not this week. I think I've got to hold him for 1 more week. But Josh King, he's done his job superbly. I couldn't have asked for anything more from Josh King. He's up bloody 462,000. He's definitely going to start leaking some cash if he doesn't, get a couple of more attacking stats. But he's been brilliant. Max King 51. I honestly don't know how he keeps scoring 50s. It feels like he plays no minutes, but he's banging out 50 points every week. It's absolutely ridiculous. Max King. If he was your second front row, I mean, he's doing a bang up job. Hey man, I got Haas, IPAP, Cleary, Heinz, and Pap. What do you think? I mean, that's all pretty good. That's all pretty good. I can't fault that. I mean, the only thing I'll talk a bit more about this after I finish going through the team, but it is nice to have all those keepers for sure. The back row is where we absolutely killed it. Dave Fafita 120. You know, I was thinking about this. I'm like, my team, it needed, like, every week it seemed to be, I needed to get rid of one guy more importantly than someone else, and Fafita was just a guy that he was on the chopping block for a period, but at the same time there was more important issues. And I was trying to think, like, if there was no issues with the team, would I have got rid of David Fafita like a few weeks ago? And I don't know, maybe not. I still felt like, and I said it in the live streams, that that Fafita was doing nothing and still scoring 60 points every week, and you just knew the tries would come. Like, he's lazy as they come, but he's gonna score tries. So I was like, you know what? I think just keeping Fafita is the right move. And Katoni Staggs, I don't want to keep rubbing it into people that got rid of him, but I told you guys, I was stressing to keep Katoni Staggs a few weeks ago. I told you got to ride it out. Like, if you've kept him for a few weeks, you just got to ride it out. He's going to come good. I'm honestly a little bit annoyed with myself that I couldn't go him a couple of weeks ago, because I wanted to, but I had more important issues I needed to address, and I couldn't get Staggs, and now he's a little bit out of reach. So yeah, that is what it is. Who's a good person to have for captain this week? I'm not sure. I'll go through the team and then I'll have a look at that sort of stuff. Haven't actually looked at matchups too closely. Fafita doing all right after Campbell got injured. I don't know. I'm not really reading too much into that, because I mean, Azarko doesn't really feed him much ball anyway, and his tries have just been sort of him from nothing. He just gets the ball, busts through some flimsy defense and scores. Like, they're not using him well at all, and he's still extremely lazy. So I think Campbell is far and away their better option of fullback, and I think the combo will eventually work. I think Campbell poses so much of a threat that eventually he's going to be able to, you know, draw in some defense and get the big man one-on-one. So I'm not too worried when Campbell comes back, honestly. The big man Talakai up against the Storm. I'm not gonna lie, I was tempted to not play him, but not really at the same time. I was like, nah, you know what? I think Talakai is basically matchup proof, honestly. He's that strong that even against the best defensive centers, he's still gonna break tackles. You just know he will, and he was a monster. So 114 for him, killed it. I didn't even go through. I didn't go through the rest. Josh Curran 59. Didn't really do too much. He just made like a lot of tackles and and a few runs, but he was pretty solid. Jason Tarmilallo 86. Man, oh man. I wanted to switch him up into the front row forwards, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've definitely had some plans in mind for the next couple of weeks, but yeah, Tamalolo, absolutely on fire. Just killing it. Brody Jones 50. So we brought Jones in last week. I didn't play him because, you know, again, I don't really see that much upside, but I brought him for the money, and also he's going to make some good money. So yeah, he's not bad. 50 points in a pinch, you definitely play him. Tuolangi finally played. I think he played the full 80 minutes. 47 points, not too shabby. I mean, that was pretty much all in tackles as well. The Tigers, I mean, the Tigers did win, but man, oh man, they really should use Tuolangi for his attacking ability. But yeah, that's what I said. Tuolangi is going to average 50-60 if he plays 80 minutes. Trust me on that. Nico Heinz 35, disappointing. I wasn't like, I thought he would score pretty well against the Storm, even with the bad matchup, just because, you know, playing against your old club, you're going to try to do everything you can to beat them. But yeah, didn't do too well, but I'm not too bothered. They're taking on the Storm, so it is what it is. Brad Schneider, 53, still killing it, but we'll get into him in a second. But he is probably going to be a very hard to sell prospect for me, but someone I'm probably going to have to. Dylan Brown, 70, again, just sliced through, scored a beautiful try. Doing very well. Lockie Ilias, 25. Yeah. There's not really anything I can really do with him at the moment. But yeah, it is what it is. The back line, Isaac Tago, 53. Taylor May, 67. Panasini, 68. Looked really strong. Just tackle busting up a storm. I don't think he had like any attacking stats either. He might have made a line break, but man, he was strong. Cooler, 34. So I ended up playing him. I didn't actually get the late mail that Suwali was playing. Otherwise, I would have played Suwali over him, which ended up being a better move anyway, with Cooler scoring a little bit more. But Cooler is not selected in this game, which I'm not that disappointed by. The guys commenting. I'll go back through the comments in a moment here. Just finishing off the team, and then we'll discuss a little bit more in depth. But yeah, Cooler not selected, like Isaac says. He isn't playing this week, so he'll go out of the team, and Suwali will come straight in. And honestly, like, I know that looks a bit weak, but I don't know. I sort of don't like having a lot of options in the back line. I like to have 4 guys that I can sort of play every week. I don't like to play on matchups because it more often than not leads to disappointment, because a guy will score nothing against a bad team and then he'll score big against a good team. Like, I don't know. Trying to pick matchups I don't like to do. And yeah, just having 4 solid center wings, that's sort of my goal. But I probably do need to get rid of Billy Smith at some point for some run, and yeah, we'll see. I think Cooler will definitely get back into the team at some point, but yeah, it's a wait and see on him. James Tedesco, 57. So this is what let me down. Pappenhausen, 67, but Tedesco, I put the captaincy on him. I kept him for that week, which I was probably going to do regardless, but I really wanted him to go big. It would have been such a huge swing because a lot of people obviously got rid of him, but 57, I'll take it as captain. Not the best. I had a lot of other higher scorer players, but yeah, I think it is time for Teddy to go. Let's look at some of these comments. Love your content, bro. Appreciate it, Harris. I'm ranked 5k. I dropped about 2k with captaining IPAP. Thinking they would smash Tigers, and of course Cleary just pumps out 150. I mean, if you captain IPAP, it's pretty good. He got 85. If your captain is scoring 80 plus, then you shouldn't be disappointed with that. Like, I'm not too worried about the Cleary getting 150 as captain, because, I mean, most people don't have him, and the people that did, like, obviously it's a big swing for them, but I feel like they had to screw their team up a lot to get Cleary in, like last week or the week before, so I'm not too disappointed with Cleary. It would have been nice if he got less, because he would have been a lot cheaper, but yeah, I'm not disappointed with Cleary going big this week. Would you go Tedesco to Cleary? That's pretty much what we're going to be doing, in a way. It's sort of got to happen. Thoughts on Bo Fermor? So this is what I was going to talk about Talakai. So when I brought Talakai in, it was the big decision of, do I get Talakai or Fermor? Now, Fermor, at the time, he had the center wing status, which was very nice. I could have switched him into the center wing. It would have been nice. He was probably more locked in for the starting position most weeks. Talakai, in the past, he's obviously been a bit hit or miss whether he gets selected in the starting team or not. So there was a risk there, but I thought, you know what, let's take the risk, and it's paid off big time, because Fermor, And you just sort of knew with Fermor, if the attacking stats weren't going to keep up, he was playing like a maniac the first few weeks. He looked incredible, but you know, if those sort of dried up, he would probably be like a 40 average type player. So I'm very glad I went with Talakai and Fermor. I think it's probably time to shift him on if you've got him. What do you think about Heinz captaining the Sharks? What do you think about? Who are they? So they're versing Manly. So let's have a quick look at captaincy options. So, yeah, I think Nico is good. Nathan Cleary coming up against the Raiders is probably very good as well. Pappenhausen or Munster up against the Warriors is nice. Dave Fafita against the Cowboys, a bit more risky, but you know, not terrible. Damien Cook, if he got him against the Tigers, also very good. And I guess Harry Grant as well. So all the big guns have pretty good matchups this week. So it's gonna be another captaincy showdown. And I guess Tedesco against the Dragons, but who the hell knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? Tyrese, have a good one, bro. Tedesco and Schneider for Cleary, bro. Yeah, that I haven't said it yet, but that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. I was trying to work it out, like if I traded out Tedesco, shifted Heinz to fullback, could I make it work? But I could only make that work if I did a trade boost and I got some more cash, which it's not really doable. So I think, yeah, Tedesco for Taff, Schneider for Cleary, which is very nice. I don't want to get rid of Schneider. Like, I legit think he could be a keeper, but there's two issues, right? One is that Fogarty is going to come back into the team, like, in a fair while still, but you would expect Fogarty to take his position when he's fit. He's obviously got a lot more money to make regardless, but also, I mean, you just have to bring Cleary in. And Schneider, he's got money to make, but I've said it before, Supercoach has knocked the stock market. Like, you don't need to buy and sell at their lowest and highest points. You know, the more important thing in Supercoach is the points. You know, at the end of the day, like at the end of the season, I don't think there's ever been a year where I haven't pretty much got the players that I've wanted to get. You know, and a lot of times, like, you have more money than you need, and you know, if you just had that player like a couple of weeks early, that's a big swing in your point total. So yeah, I think Schneider, I'd love to keep him. I'd love to get rid of Ilias, but it can't be done. And Schneider, unfortunately, has to go. Yeah, I got rid of Fifi and brought in Jones. Kept heaps of money in the bank for heaps around, then saw that Teddy not performing, trading him for Cleary, moved Heinz down to my team, actually looks great. Yeah, you can, I don't know, it feels like there's a lot of, I feel like the teams this year, like, they're already so packed. Like a guy, who said it before? Oh yeah, Harris was talking about all these players, yeah, you were talking about all the players in your team. Now, I just want to say one thing about Supercoach you got to keep in mind is the buys, because, like, you don't, like, it's weird to say, but you don't really want to get every single keeper too early in the year. I know it sounds weird, but otherwise, like, if you get all the genuine keepers, like, really early, you're going to be stuffed for the buys, because obviously most of them are going to play Origin, and then also just, you know, if they don't play Origin but they've got the bye that week, like, you're going to be stuffed. And, you know, depending, you know, you can lose a lot of ground, you can make up a lot of ground in the bye period. So I'm definitely, after this week, I'm definitely going to I'm going to look at that first bye. It's a shocker. Like, it's an absolute shocker. There's not many good teams playing in terms of, like, Supercoach relevancy. So it might not be that bad, because, yeah, I think most people are going to have pretty shocking teams that first bye, but it's still something to keep in mind definitely something to keep in mind going forward. Luke Brooks against the Rabbits for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Luke Brooks, the superstar. He's back, baby. You mean he's captaining the Sharks in real life? Oh, okay. I was confused with I thought you just put it out of order, but yeah, I think it's. I mean, I think he definitely seems like a leader. I mean, his actions on the field, he's obviously the guy that tries to do the most, so it makes sense. I think he'll do a good job. Do you regret not getting Olakau'atu? Yeah, he's obviously been killing it, and it would have been nice because he's playing that first bye period. But I think that's right. What did I have? I think I had the option. If I went Olakau'atu, I wouldn't have been able to get Papali'i that week. So I'm not that concerned. Because let's have a look at the price of Olakau'atu now. And what did he get? He got 92. So yeah, it was pretty good, but he's still really affordable. He's still only $569. Isaiah Papali'i 729. And scored pretty similar, so it was give or take, and I was more happy to boost the front row. I felt like my back row was pretty solid. I definitely want to get Olakau'atu, but yeah, I don't know. I was pretty happy with the Papali'i pickup regardless. What trades you going for? You know what? Let's do the trades right now, live on stream. We're getting rid of Teddy. I gave him 1 week. I gave him 1 more week to try and do something, but he just did not do it for me. So he's got to go. Blake Taff comes in, who looked pretty good. I mean, he's got the goal kicking. He's a live wire, so I don't think he's going to be a keeper, but if he scores like 60 points a game, like, I'd be pretty stoked. I mean, he scored more points than goddamn Tedesco, which is an absolute shitter, dude. So yeah, Tedesco out, Taff in, and then Schneider. As much as I hate to do it, I've got to get rid of Schneider for the main man, Nathan Cleary. Because look at that, dude. Look at that. Only 7.4% of teams have Cleary, and I would imagine a fair bit of that jumped up recently after this 150-point game. So yeah, I'm not concerned that he got so many points. The people that had him and captained him, yeah, it would have been nice, but look at that. We can only just afford it too, so that is, whew, I'm very glad. Otherwise, I would have had to use like a trade boost, which I did not want to have to do. So this week, it's a pretty easy trade week. I can't really see myself not doing these trades. I feel like it's just too good not to do. And yeah, my team is looking pretty good. I've got to be honest. I'm pretty happy with it. The backline, the backline is a little bit weak, but everything else is pretty strong. But yeah, there's definitely, moving forward, definitely some positions that we have to look at. And I think a lot of the trades coming up, like I said, are going to look at the bye periods, I'm going to look at guys. I think the Raiders are playing in their first week. The Cowboys, Manly, I think Dragons, Bulldogs. They're not good teams for Supercoach, but I'm going to have a look and see what we can do. Is it too early to start bye planning? No, you probably, obviously you put that question before I was talking about it, but yeah, no, I think now is a good time to start planning, because at the end of 6 weeks, that's 12 trades if you're using 2 a week, which, you're not going to do all of them to get bye players, but yeah, you definitely, you want to try to, I don't know. I usually try to aim for at least 13 players. It all depends on who you can bring in, but if you can have a starting 13 pretty solid in a bye, that's really good. Which it's not always possible, but it can definitely boost you a lot in the rankings. I really don't want to trade Schneider for Taff, but it does free up a lot of money. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I wouldn't trade Schneider for Taff at all. If you're gonna bring him in, I'd bring him in like if one of your fullbacks isn't going great, I would do it for a fullback. I wouldn't get rid of Schneider. I think Schneider is too good to get rid of for Taff, honestly. Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst trade in the world, but I think there's better trades, honestly. Tupou to Sawali, Teddy to Cleary. That way I can have Cleary, Moses, and Heinz Pappy. That's good, for sure. I mean, getting rid of Tupou is... Yeah. I mean, I don't hate that, but Tupou's been killing it, but I guess, you know, you had him for the highs, and, you know, I'm sure some of the trials will dry up a little bit for him, so I don't hate that. I don't hate that. And obviously, I think Cleary, I don't want to say he's a must-have, but I think you really risk getting behind a lot if you don't get in Cleary this week. Like, I don't think he's going to come out and bang out 150 against the Raiders. I mean, he might, but if you don't get him in this week, like, you know, you could get so far behind people. So I think trying to get him in any way you can is the way to go. Had to get rid of Bird, just not doing enough. Yeah, I got rid of Bird a couple of weeks ago, and I was pretty happy with it. Like, he scored some decent points for me, didn't quite live up to what I was hoping for, and obviously shifting to 5'8", like, he's looked pretty dangerous at times, but obviously the work rate hasn't been there, so yeah, I think if you had Bird, definitely time to get rid of him. Opinion on Blake Taff? I mean, he's a good footy player. Like, I think he's very... He reminds me a fair bit of like an AJ Brimson, you know, very quick, very agile, gets amongst it as well. Like, he's not afraid to take some hard carries, which I like. He's goal kicking, so he is a good player to pick up. And obviously Mitchell's going to be out for quite a while still, so I think Taff is... Yeah. I mean, as much as the guy that was saying getting rid of Schneider for Taff, I know I just said don't do it, but it's not a bad trade. It is nice, because I think Taff will score pretty well, or at least pretty similar to Schneider as well. Pick a trade option. Number 1, Bullimore to Tarmilallo, Josh King to Sawali. How are you doing Bullimore to Tarmilallo, Josh King to Sawali? Am I going crazy? Number 2, Teddy to Taff, Bullimore to Tarmilallo. Number 3, Teddy to Taff, Schneider, Cleary, Bullimore to Sawali. I would probably... I mean, I would go number 3. I mean, that's the trades I'm making. I wouldn't... Yeah, I'd probably use the trade boost to get rid of Bullimore. I think it's time for him to go. I mean, it was time for him to go a while ago, but you know, if you didn't have a need to trade him, it makes sense. So actually no, don't use the trade boost, because there's no reason to use a trade boost to get Sawali in this week, because he's only played the one game. He only scored 26 points. You might as well just give it another week to see if he actually maintains the spot, honestly. He's not going to go up in price, so I would just do Teddy to Taff and Schneider to Cleary, honestly. Would you want to run Paps, Heinz, and Cleary and Moses, or would you convince yourself to get rid of Moses for Taff? Nah, don't do that. if you got all the guns there, well, yeah, I don't think there's any reason to get rid of them. It does make you money, but again, the points are more important. I mean, if your team is absolute shithouse everywhere else, then maybe you need the money to upgrade. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I would keep all the guns, honestly. Would you go Furman or Sawali, Teddy to Cleary? I have 4 playing options at centre wing already. Yeah, I mean, like, there's no urgency to rush Sawali in, so I wouldn't use a trade boost. But if you're just going to do a normal trade, I think it's definitely good, and I think getting rid of Fermor is the way to go. I think he's peaked pretty much in price, and yeah, it's probably time to move him on. And Swali, I do think there's going to be some big points. Like he looked pretty likely. He only got that 26, but he looked pretty likely to score a couple of tries. So I wouldn't be surprised if he bangs out a couple of big scores in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, I like those trades. Would you pick up Tarmilallo or risk taking Mckinnis as a pod? I mean, I think you should try to get Tarmilallo in at front row forward or second row. For two reasons. One, Tarmilallo is starting to find some incredible form and back to his, almost prime. And then two, Tarmilallo plays that first bye period. So I think Tarmilallo is really good to have. Cam Mckinnis is... I was just looking at the trade boost. It didn't let me... But Cam Mckinnis, I mean... He's a good pickup. I think you can wait a week on Mckinnis as well just to see how he goes. I think Tarmilallo is the better option if you need to go this week, but Mckinnis is a guy I'm definitely looking at getting as well. I'm not too sure. I mean, his hooker second row, like Starling plays that first bye, so I'm probably not going to get rid of him. But yeah, I'll probably look at getting Mckinnis in a couple of weeks. I think he's looking pretty good. Thoughts on Ponga for Gutho Teddy? I mean, I wouldn't go Ponga. I mean, he looked really good. He got that big 120, but nah, I wouldn't go him now anyway, because like Origin's coming up, the buys are coming up. If you're going to go Ponga as a bit of a, a bit of a pod play at the end, I think after Origin you'd look at picking up Ponga, but not before Origin. If you didn't start with him, I wouldn't be bringing him in now. Like obviously he's probably dropped in price a lot, so that might be tempting, but nah, I wouldn't do that honestly. Can you look at my team? I'm in the third comp you made. All right, we'll have a quick look. I got to wrap the stream up pretty soon, maybe like another 5 minutes. But I'll have a quick look at your team. I'm going pretty well in the leagues. I've been winning all the damn leagues, dude. Legends. I don't know why. I think you have to go into the public league. It always throws me off. I captain. Where are you? You're not going well. Just kidding. We got to look at the points scored. That's where it really matters. Look at me, dude. Oh, I'm out in front. Pain in your ass. He's pretty close to me. Hopper in the ass is also pretty close. I don't know if that's the same dude who's made 2 accounts, but that's pretty funny. Look at that. He's got 5-8-2-4 and he's lost 2 games. I've lost 2 games in this league as well, dude. What the hell? That's crazy. It just goes to show sort of the matchups in head to head can really throw you around. II captain, what are you? You're like 500 points off me or something like that. Not too shabby. Where'd you go? I lost it. Can you actually see the team? Oh yeah, you can see the team. Alright, Appy bounced back, got 80, which is good. Appy's been up and down. He started great, had a couple of low scores, but he's still averaging 62, so it's not too shoddy. Jaden Beryl, probably not the guy you should have started with in the second hooking department, because he's a cheapie, but he's not going to make you any money. Tino, he's been okay. I mean, again, he's averaging close to 60, so not too bad. Josh King's been great. Jai Arrow, solid. Jacob Sykes, another non-player, which is probably, you don't want to have too many non-players this early in the season. Cameron Murray, great to pick up, 73. He's been absolutely on fire. Isaiah Yo, 87, bounced back after a couple of leaner weeks. Delph and Hukin. I mean, obviously pretty bad luck with him getting injured, but I probably wouldn't have started with Finucane anyway. He's been okay. I mean, he's averaging 44.8 with a 6-point game here, so he's been solid. But yeah, I would look to get on or get rid of Finucane. Talakai good. Liam Martin 93, pretty solid. Tuolangi, Nico Heinz, Blake Taff, Jerome Luai. He's been okay. There's definitely been better options at 5'8", but Luai, he's averaging 55, so you can't complain too much, I guess. Daniel Tupou 66, Tago, May, Coates. Coates is probably a guy I would look to get rid of as well. He's obviously going to go on runs where he scores tries and goes really well, but obviously, again, with Origin coming up, he's going to make Queensland. He's made some good money. I'd maybe look at getting rid of him for... Who don't you have? I don't know. Probably Sawali. I'd probably bring in Sawali for Coates potentially, and then upgrade for Nukin to a gun second row option, or front row, depending where you've got him. Ben Trebojevic, Junior Tupou, James Schiller, Pappenhausen, and you've gone with Dylan Edwards. He's been okay. Edwards, like he gets through a lot of work, but he just doesn't have that upside of a lot of the other fullbacks. So I don't know. I'd probably, honestly, the way it is now, I'd probably get rid of Dylan Edwards for Taff and Xavier Coates for Sawali, and then you'll have heaps of money next week to upgrade whoever. You probably got too many non-players like Ben Trebojevic, Tupou, Schiller, and then you've also got Beryl and Jacob Sykes. So, if you have a couple of injuries, you're in a bit of bother. But yeah, pretty solid. My total points is 6,500. It didn't seem right. I was looking at the points before, but it might have been... Wait, I was going to go to NRL home. It seemed weird because mine was like... Okay, yeah, the total score is 6,700. So, what are you on, 6,500? That's pretty solid. I mean, your rank must be pretty good. Like, you're 200 points behind me, and I'm in the top 1,000. So, it's all pretty congested. So, a couple of good weeks, couple of bad weeks, and you're going to swing pretty hard. But, yeah, anywhere up around that... 6,000 plus is probably okay. Probably not too low, but yeah, that'll probably wrap up the stream. It's been a good one. It's been a fun one. But yeah, I probably won't get a chance to do another stream before Thursday's match, which is tomorrow. Don't forget, bloody the games on Monday really throw up my whole week. But yeah, hopefully guys are enjoying the content. I love doing the streams. Thanks for the comments, help me lots, appreciate it. Would you get Cleary? Yeah, I'd get Cleary any way you can, honestly. I hate to say it, but you do need to get him in. Harris, appreciate ya. But yeah, thanks guys for coming out again, and yeah, stay tuned. We'll be back. We'll be back at the end of the week to wrap it up, and also videos coming out as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.